Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to test out a very popular tasty recipe. It is the ultimate chocolate cake. Now I know it's a little bit bold when they say this, but they do tend to test out their recipes over and over again just to get it just right. And we've all heard of Tasty, right? They're that how-to channel with a bunch of recipes, food hacks. You have different playlists so you can get to know each producer a little more personally. I'm going to be challenging myself to make their ultimate chocolate cake. I'm a little bit nervous because they have two special ingredients that doesn't usually go in a cake. One is mayonnaise and two is stout, which is like really strong beer. I mean, it's a little self-explanatory. So if you are new here and you like what you see, go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me so that you don't miss out on all my newest content. And I would love it if you join me today on this journey as I attempt this feat. Let's begin. So first we're going to start by sifting together 1½ cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of cocoa powder, 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to grab some stout, 3 large eggs, a tablespoon of espresso powder, and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I tried to use the same stout as Tasty did, and from the video it looked like it was the Guinness extra stout, so fingers crossed for that. I tried to pour it down the side of the measuring cup so the head wouldn't be as big, and this was at the point where I realized that the eggs were not supposed to go in yet. Oh well. I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients and we're going to whisk it together. Hopefully it comes out okay. I get very distracted whenever I have kids screaming in the background, which is why I tend to record over the video rather than record with the video. I greased 2 9-inch cake pans with some butter and lined the bottoms with parchment paper. And then once you get the bottoms lined with the parchment paper, you're going to take some more butter and just spread it over the top and set those aside. We're going to preheat our oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. And now we're going to take our butter. This is 1 cup of butter and it's room temperature. And then we have 1½ cups of sugar. And we're going to cream this together for just a few minutes until it begins to be a little light and fluffy and it has a smooth texture. I'm going to scrape down the sides of the bowl. And then we're going to alternate between adding our dry mixture and our wet mixture. Usually this is done in 3 parts. If you feel like your dry mixture is making a bit of a mess and puffing up a cloud of flour, I should say, then you can do less. It's not a big deal. This is about the point where I realized that I did not add the mayo in there, so I added it off screen around this point, and I really hope I didn't mess it up. If you are a huge chocolate lover like I am, then check out my Desserts with Chocolate playlist. You can click on it in the upper right hand corner on the info card. Make sure you scrape down the side of the bowl one more time and mix it again, just to ensure that you got everything incorporated. At this point, we're going to add 4 ounces of chopped up dark chocolate. Bittersweet, semi-sweet, whatever's your preference, whatever they have at the store. Anything's fine, really. Fold your chocolate in gently so you don't deflate your batter. And once you get these evenly distributed amongst your pans, yes, I only have 2, I didn't have 3, and they are 9-inch, so they're a little bit bigger. We're going to bake this for about 35 minutes or until an inserted toothpick comes out clean. And now we're going to start on the buttercream. Take 1.5 cups of room temperature butter, and we are going to mix this for a few minutes until it becomes light and airy for a smoother buttercream. Going to add our vanilla extract. It's 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, by the way. Scrape down the sides of your bowl, as always. Half a cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder. Be careful not to choke on it whenever it gets into the air. The hand mixer that I'm using in this video is like insanely strong, way too much power. For instance, I can't whip cream in it without it going everywhere, so I usually just hand whisk it. I still have to find the one that I have in storage somewhere. So once you have all your powdered sugar added, use your milk as needed. I had to because it was way too thick. I was not going to be able to spread it. Make sure it has a nice, good consistency. Make sure all the sugar is mixed in, nothing on the sides of the bowl. And now we're going to decorate. One thing I noticed is that all the chocolate sunk to the bottom. That's the bottom of the cake, as you can see. It still tasted good, but I was a little bit disappointed that it sunk. You know, it wasn't as evenly distributed as I had hoped. So, other than that, everything went well. It was very moist, a little bit harder to handle. It almost cracked on me. So if you have problems with this, I'd recommend to chill it in the freezer or pop it in the fridge for about an hour and let it kind of cool down so that it's easier to handle. Just going to generously frost this. I used every last bit of frosting that I could scrape from that bowl. And the sides are a little bit difficult for me, but with some love and some extra care, I was able to successfully frost this cake. And I thought it looked pretty dang good, so, you know, I'm gonna give myself a pat on the back for that. I deserve it every once in a while. Tried to go in for that nice tasty shot. Don't have the right camera to get too close though. Sorry y'all. I went for a classic S shape on the top. I felt like it really worked with the fruit, and I was really impressed by it. Now, of course, I wanted to get as close to tasty as possible, so I did use strawberries, raspberries, and mint leaves. And of course, I had to cut a couple of strawberries in half because the lady on the tasty video is right. I just love fruit cut in half. It's gorgeous. It works really well. I realized when I laid the raspberries down that I didn't put them in any other position rather than just straight up. I mean, it looks fine, but I wish I had changed that part, maybe. Or put another strawberry cut in half on the other side. My OCD really bothers me. Like, it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical, but I feel like it could have been a little more balanced. But I think I'm the only one that's really bothered by this, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't have pointed it out. Okay guys, here's the real test, okay? It's a little bit hard to spread the buttercream on the cake. It's a little bit crumbly. I hope that means it's really moist. It certainly smells delicious, but looks can be deceiving, so let's cut right into this cake and see how it tastes. You ready? Alright, first let's look. bit. So right off the bat, the layers are really pretty. Let's see, a little uneven, I think. Like the cake seems a little bit taller on the edge and smaller on the inside, so not as flat as I had hoped. But the true test is the taste test. So let's go ahead and pop on a little bit of fruit on here. Love me some fruit. There we go. I'm back. All right, taste test. There you go. He wants cake.
It's so pretty, Mommy. It's beautiful.
It's actually really, really good. Are you loving on me because you want some cake? Yeah? Here, let's show the camera who you are. This cake's really good. It's really rich. I don't taste the beer or the mayonnaise. But if you don't trust my opinion, I mean, kids don't usually lie about things like this, so let's test that out. Want to try some? Okay, ready?
Mommy,
Don't talk with your mouth full.
you have a strawberry?
Hold on. Okay, look right here. Do you like the cake? Yeah? How much?
All of it?
All of it? You love Mommy's cake? Guess what? It's not my cake. I made it, but it's Tasty's cake. How would you rate this from 1 to 10? Do you know what that means? Is it amazing? Okay, I think we have our answer. I think I would rate Tasty, let me see, let me try this one more time. It's really good. I hope I'm not being too harsh. I would rate them 9 out of 10. I didn't realize when baking this that whenever you fold the chocolate chunks in, they do sink to the bottom. It doesn't happen with every recipe. Some recipes kind of hold it in the middle of the batter versus sinking. Now I did pour the batter and bake them immediately, so I don't really know why they sunk. I would have preferred a recipe where they didn't sink to the bottom, so they'd be more evenly distributed. But as far as taste goes, like, this is amazing. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a like for me. If you have actually tried this recipe at home, please let me know down in the comments how it came out and maybe what your rating is, what your opinion is, what you would do differently. What would you do differently to this recipe to make it better? Let me know. You guys have a great day and stay alert for the next dessert. Bye.